Yo, I get a lot of these ideas for videos through social media, and I'll just be scrolling, I'll see something, and I just want to give my opinion on it. Today's revolves around the warm-up, and this particular thing I was looking at, the person was basically describing like a 30-minute warm-up before a lifting session. And to me, that's just way too long. In an ideal world, a warm-up is 10, maybe 15 minutes. And then you are on with your workout, whatever you're doing, whether that's lifting, whether that's doing a Metcon, etc. If you're doing a 30-minute warm-up, one of two things. One, you have something that's wrong, whether it's the program's too much volume, day-to-day too much volume, or two, you just don't have an understanding of what the goal of a warm-up is. Okay, so that's the first thing I want to define is what should the warm-up do? In my opinion, at the end of the warm-up, your heart rate should be up, you should be sweating, light sweat, okay? And the key areas that you're gonna use in your workout should be hit. So for example, if you're squatting, key areas there, I know there's more than this, but the key ones for most people, hips, ankles, right? Just as an example. If you're doing front squats, okay, front rack position. Now, everything is specific to you. So if your front rack is never an issue, well then you don't really need to worry about that when you're doing front squats, right? For me it is, so I really spend a lot of time hitting that rack position. Okay, so it should have you sweaty, your heart rate should be up, and you should have hit some of the key areas specific to you based on the movements you are doing. I'll describe to you now what my warm-up is. I'll start off Echo Bike, 2 minutes. And again, I may, it's just light, I may kind of throw in some quick sprints here and there for 5 to 10 seconds, but at the end of the day, it's just to get my whole body moving and to get that heart rate to start to go up. From there, I will pick 2 to 4 stretches based on me and what I need for the movements I'm going to do. 1 stretch per area. For example, the hips. I'll do a banded hip distraction for internal rotation. That's it. I don't go and do 3 other hip stretches during the warm-up, okay? Another one area that I'll hit is the rack position. So if I'm doing cleans or even just overhead, I'll hit the rack position because it's mainly the lats. And so I'll do like the kneeling lat stretch. Okay, but 1 stretch per area. From there, I like to do, I call it activation, but really just some warm-up exercises for areas that are often underused. So for overhead, I do quick crossover symmetry. For the squat, I'll do some plate squats. Okay, but again, it's like 1 or 2 movements. Shouldn't take more than like a minute or 2 to go through. So, I had the bike for 2 minutes. I didn't mention this, but I'll foam roll, usually 1 area. For me, it's the lats. I'll spend 30 to 40 seconds per side. So you got another, 90 seconds there. I'll hit 2 to 4 stretches. If it's that 1 each side, that's a minute per. Again, so you're talking 3 to 5 minutes. Then I'll do some of the activation, maybe another 3 to 5 minutes, and I'm ready to go. From there, I go into my barbell. Okay, in my opinion, using the barbell and going through the full range of motion you have, and if you're limited, challenging the range of motion you have is the best warm-up you can do. It not only helps stretch, but also builds strength in those new ranges of motion. So that's it. It's not super complicated. You don't need to be doing 30-minute warm-ups in order to get you ready for your workout. And if you do, you take a look in the mirror and figure out what you're doing